Good afternoon, everybody. You're on board the Gospel Train. I'm Sharon Rucker. I want to welcome everybody. Those of you that are out here with us tonight, thank you so much for joining us. Had to stop that music because I can only play music by people that have given me permission. And the music in the background is by Reginald Stokes. He is a Facebook friend, and I do have permission to play it. The rest of the music that you will hear tonight will be from me, off of my CD, and my version of the songs, everybody. Thank you for getting on board with us tonight. It's time for Let's Talk. Dewey will not be with us tonight, everybody. He is at a baby shower. Dewey's granddaughter is having a baby, so he's about to be a great-grandfather. Can y'all believe that? So he says to tell everybody he will miss all of you tonight, but he will be back with us on next week. Hey, Otis, my cousin is out here. How are you? Listen, guys, I need you all to help me. Those of you that are on site, you know the drill. All you got to do is send a text, send an email, call somebody. Those of you on Facebook, Otis, all you got to do is click like and share. We're going to have a good conversation out here tonight, everybody. So if you all just hang with me, Deborah and I will be the only one out here, only people on the show tonight, unless a friend of mine calls in, and I'm not sure if he's going to call in because he didn't text me. But anyway, Deborah and I will carry everybody, okay? Thank you all so very much. 7 minutes after the hour of 6 o'clock, we're going to get started shortly. Don't go anywhere because we have got good conversation coming up for all of you listening to SharonRucker.com. Now, we are located in the city of Knoxville, Tennessee. I want to invite you to advertise your business, your churches, your prayer meetings, whatever you have going on. We are heard in about 15 states and countries all over the world through a computer, a laptop, or a tablet. That's right. Anybody in the world can hear this station. So make sure you get on it and be heard all around the world, everybody. Thank you all for listening tonight. All right, everybody. Okay, guys, let me get my stuff together and I will be ready. Hang on just a second. 1 minute. Okay, I think I'm ready. Hopefully everybody, Deborah will be calling in a minute, so I'm going to go and get started. All right, everybody, I think I'm going to go on and get started. Deborah hopefully will be calling in shortly. Let me get my meter right. I don't know why my meter was so low just now. I guess I hit that by mistake, everybody. It's a lot goes on in here that I have to watch and control. So that's why I'm watching my meter carefully. Okay, everybody, I'm going to turn everything down and bring this music down just a little bit, okay? I know most of you probably were watching the election, and hopefully you were like me, very excited that Raphael Warnock won. I know I was, everybody. When I say I was ecstatic that he won, I really, really was, because Herschel Walker was just not the one to be in the Senate. All right, everybody? Republicans are at the point now where they just kind of are settling for anything, okay? And I say it like that. I say it like that because everybody, you all know that he should not have been, okay, I'm trying to turn all this noise down. You all know that he should not have been in office, running for anything, okay? He shouldn't have been. And particularly with all the stuff that came out on him, okay? You know, all the women that he supposedly, allegedly, I always like to say allegedly, have abortions. Plus, there were a lot of things that he said that weren't true. It was just a lot. Okay, everybody? It was just a lot. And I'm going to be honest with you all. The best that I heard Walker talk was when he was conceding to Raphael Warnock, Reverend, he's a pastor, to Reverend Warnock. That to me, that was about the best speech that he had given the whole time he was in office. That's crazy. I know that's crazy, everybody, but to me, that was the best speech he had given. All right. I was reading some of the comments that people were putting out here when Reverend Warnock won, and somebody said that they were grateful that he had been declared the winner. Said, but this just shows what shape this country is in. That Walker didn't know what a pronoun was. Okay, did y'all hear him when he was making that statement? The fact, I'm reading a comment from a lady that made a comment out here. She said, the fact that a segment of this country is okay to have an incompetent person in a political office is absolutely ridiculous. And I have to agree with this lady. I don't know her. But I absolutely agree with her. I believe Deborah may be on, everybody. Hang on just a second. Let me bring her in. Hey, Deborah.
Hi, Sharon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay.
It is just you and me tonight, because the Dewey's at a baby shower. His grandbaby is having a baby, so he's about to be a great grandfather. Everybody, so he's at a shower tonight. Yeah, I told him the same thing. So he says he's going to miss us tonight. But I told him I will put this on YouTube. For all of you that didn't know, I always upload these on YouTube later. So you can send them to people, let them hear it. It will be out here a little later tonight because I'll have to do it so that Dewey can hear it. But I was just telling everybody how happy I was when Reverend Warnock won. Deborah, I'm going to be honest with you. I was scared there for a while because Walker started catching up with him. The crazy thing that I went through election night, everybody, let me tell you what I went through. I went through the fact that the election was so close. Didn't you find that strange that so many people still voted for him, Deborah? Did you find that a little bit strange? I did.
No, not really.
Why?
I mean, we had some indications from the polling that it was going to be close. And, at one point it was neck and neck. I think right now it's set to be about 2 to 3 percentage point difference. But that's not a whole lot considering how unqualified Walker was.
Right. Well, like I said, Deborah, for a minute, I almost went into that same mode I told you I went into when Mrs. Clinton was running against Trump. I told you I had to just lay down. Everybody, when I saw that Miss Clinton wasn't going to be able to win that election, it literally put me in a whole nother place. I just had to just lay down, Deborah. I told you all that. Well, I was about doing that with him because, Reverend Warnock he had a really big gap there for a minute. And they said that was probably because a lot of Democrats voted early. So that could only mean that there was still Republican votes out there. And that scared me, Deborah. Okay? It did.
I know.
Ooh, I said, oh no. I mean, I was glad to know that Democrats came on out and voted, because everybody, that's what we always need to do. We don't ever need to wait to vote, because, they were still trying to pull a lot of shenanigans, I understand, in Georgia. But they said people were standing in line for hours. They were determined that they were going to vote. And I was excited about that. Did you hear about some of the stuff they were still trying to do to keep black people from voting. But they said black people were determined. They were determined. They didn't care how long it took. They didn't care what the weather was. They were going to vote, and they did because he won. You know.
Well, that's was really a heartening sign because there was some concern that the Republicans would be energized, but I always thought that was overplayed because it wasn't going to do them any good. They still weren't going to have control of the Senate.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was a little bit overplayed, but you never can tell about these things.
That's true.
I mean, I think the most thing that we can take from it is just how dysfunctional the Republicans are, that they would put up somebody like Walker,
Yes.
and indeed somebody like Trump.
Yes.
Because I don't see a lot of difference between Trump and Walker, except for one is black and one is white. Both are unqualified.
Right.
Both lie.
I agree.
Both are corrupt.
Exactly.
Those kinds of things.
I agree wholeheartedly, Deborah. You're right. The only difference, guys, one is black and one is white, but there's not a whole lot of difference. Deborah, I guess the biggest problem that I had with Republicans, and that was not caring that Walker really was not a qualified person. And, I'm not saying that all candidates are everybody, but we got to see a side of Walker. I mean, when he started talking about a bull pregnating 3 different cows and all these different stories and werewolf stories and all these different stories that he was telling. I mean, Deborah, when you just embarrassed just a little bit for him? I was embarrassed for him.
Only because Walker was black.
Yeah.
Black.
I'm just embarrassed just a little bit.
That was embarrassing is that he, as black people know all over the United States, one represents the all.
Yeah.
And so he sort of played into the stereotypes that many races have about black people. But, it doesn't surprise me that the Republicans would put him up. I mean, we need only look at the top because this is the same party that voted in Trump.
Yeah.
And Trump, Trump has street smart, meaning that he's like a con man, so, he could talk a game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, Walker doesn't even have that.
That's true.
Other than that, he's no different. He's just as dysfunctional. Neither one cared about the job. They didn't care about the people they would be representing. Neither one listened. They want to do what they want to do. They have sexual harassment, abuse. All these things were the same. So it didn't surprise me at all that they would put Walker up there. Trump put him up there. The Republicans like Mitch McConnell, who really isn't representative of the Republicans today.
Yeah.
He, as he said that candidate quality was going to be a problem. And I think that we shouldn't be fooled by the fact that Georgia has 2 Democratic senators. Georgia is still a red state, just like Tennessee and Mississippi and Louisiana and all the other states. It's just that Herschel Walker was such a poor candidate, and that the mountain of scandals just completely demoralized the regular Republican voters. They just stayed at home because he wasn't going to get the Senate anyway, and he's a terrible candidate. And it might also have something to do with Trump's waning influence too. Trump thought he could bring him across the finish line, and he wasn't able to do that.
That's true.
So we'll see how that plays out.
Well, I tagged you with the man's name. He was lieutenant governor. Was it Jeff Duncan? Or am I saying it right? Goff, or is either Goff or Jeff? I don't know how you pronounce it. Geoff.
Lieutenant governor of Georgia?
I believe so. Yeah. You remember I tagged you and said, this is the man I was telling you about. He made
the man who said that Walker was such a poor candidate.
Yeah. Well, you remember I told you what he said. He said, Deborah, he said, that he wasn't voting for Walker and he wasn't voting for a Democrat. He said he would not be voting at all. Remember, I said good. I said, because that's just one less vote for Walker. Don't vote for him. That's fine. Okay? So that was one less vote for Walker, everybody. But I think his name was, I'm not sure if he calls himself Jeff or Goff Duncan. But it had on here that they had on there on what I sent you, and I'm trying to scroll on my page where I tagged you. I thought it said that he was the lieutenant governor of Georgia. I declare, I think that's what his title is. So you don't, the name don't sound familiar to you?
Well, he sounds familiar. I just was looking up his name.
That's exactly why I'm scrolling down through here now because, excuse me, everybody, I don't know how long ago it was that I tagged you. I'm thinking I tagged you on the same night.
His name is Jeff. They pronounce it Jeff.
Geoff?
Jeff Duncan. Yes, like Jeff.
No, I think he spells it Geo. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, but it's pronounced Jeff.
Okay. Well, he's the one, everybody. But I'm thinking his title, Deborah, if you see it, is, and I've never heard of a lieutenant governor. What is that? I've never heard of that.
Oh, well, many of the states have lieutenant governors. We have one.
Oh, really?
We got one about 10 years ago when Governor Corzine, who was governor at the time, had an accident on the Parkway or the Turnpike, one of the highway. And they were concerned that whether something happened to the governor, what would we do?
Yeah.
Well, actually, the head of the legislature would become acting governor. But from then on, they instituted a lieutenant governor. Many of the states have lieutenant governors. They're basically the state version of the vice president.
Well, I found it out
They're there just in case something happens to the governor.
I found it out here where I sent it to you, and his name, I think he does pronounce it Jeff. He spells it Geoff, but it says Georgia Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan said he won't support his party's Senate nominee in the upcoming runoff, opting instead to vote for nobody. So he said he wouldn't vote for nobody, and that's fine because I mean, it was ruled in our favor. I'm telling you all, for a minute there, Robert and I kind of said the same thing. Robert said she couldn't believe it was so close. And I told her, I said, me either. Because for a minute, everybody...
But I don't understand why.
Deborah, I don't know, Deborah. I guess, I just thought it was...
Did you think that the Republicans were going to go against Trump's nominee?
No, I didn't. But I don't know. The fact that the state turned blue, I figured that he would run away with it. I don't know what I was thinking, Deborah. Honest, I don't.
Well, they still put Kemp in there, and I think he beat Stacey Abrams by about 4 or 5 percentage points. It wasn't nearly as close as it was back in 2018.
Right.
So Kemp put his distance between Walker and himself, and he put distance between him and Trump, too. Because Kemp, he's a right-winger, and he's objectionable, and he engages in voter disenfranchisement, the usual Republican stuff. But he's not a Trumper. He's not dysfunctional like Trump is.
Okay.
And so he distanced himself from Trump. Just like Walker distanced himself from Biden. Because when the president is unpopular, his poll numbers down, they will tell him, no, okay, don't come. So Kemp distanced himself from Trump for the election. But then as soon as the election was over, he campaigned with Walker because they were trying to get him over the finish line. They knew he was damaged. Oh, there's like a whole slew of stuff that they didn't even come out with on him. I mean, he was like a gold mine for the Democrats. And in a normal party, a person like Herschel Walker would never, ever get anywhere near a nomination.
Right.
So they know it'd be just too much baggage. The same thing with Trump. In a normal election, a normal party, they would never nominate as the party head, let alone the president, somebody of Trump's diminished status, his diminished capability, sheer corruption. They would never nominate somebody like that. But the Republican Party are broken.
Yeah.
They're not a functional party anymore.
I agree.
I actually thought Walker was going to squeak past Raphael Warnock.
I didn't. I'll be honest, Deborah. I'm telling you, I for some reason thought he would just run away with it, because when they first started tallying everybody, he was way ahead of Walker. He was way ahead of Walker, but then Walker just came back like a whirlwind. I mean, I thought, Lord, I started getting nervous, Rob.
He was ahead was because the mail-in ballots were counted first.
Right.
And so many of them were Democrats, because Democrats wanted to make sure they had their voices heard. Trump told the Republicans back in 2020, don't vote by mail.
Right.
Because they're not going to count their votes, things like that. That's one of the reasons that's why the other two Republican senators didn't win, is because Trump told people to stay at home because the election was corrupt.
That's true.
And
That's
they
true.
were stealing the election. So
that's true.
I think that with Georgia, we shouldn't be fooled. Georgia is still a red state. It's just that they put up Herschel Walker. If they had put up that other guy that ran against Walker, they put him up. I think Raphael Warnock would probably have lost. Not by a lot, but I think he probably would have.
Yeah. Let me ask you, have you been watching the news today? What has happened that some judge has blocked something that was supposed to be going on with Trump and all that he's involved with? Have you been watching the news? Because I just kind of got the tail end of it.
I saw something about that yesterday.
Well, I know they were talking about it today, just a few minutes ago, but I didn't have time to really, so I can't even pull it up because I can't remember what it is that that this judge has blocked. It was something that this judge has blocked, and I if I can get my husband to come in here, possibly, maybe when he walks through, because it was on David's TV, and that's where I heard it, everybody. But something about Trump tonight, a judge has blocked it in his favor, that is. And I'm going to tell you, first thing came to my mind, everybody, I said, I wonder, was that one of the judges that he put in place? Okay, because y'all know he put about 50-something judges in place when he was in office, right? Y'all know that? Well, he did. And I just wondered, was this a judge that felt like he owed him a favor? Okay? But I cannot remember what they were, like I said, I was rushing and just trying to get ready for tonight, but I could hear it. And on David's TV, I could hear it. And I remember standing there shaking my head in disgust. But it has to do with something that's going on right now with Trump. Okay? I just can't remember. And if you all give me a second, maybe I can get my husband. Hey, David. David. He can't hear me. Sorry about it. He can't hear me. But if he walks through here, maybe he can hear me. But Deborah, I'm telling you, it's.
Yes, I see it.
Did you find it?
Yes, I see. Yes, I do. Apparently, a judge has blocked contempt of court charges against Trump. The judge questioned prosecutors on how he could hold Trump's team in contempt, given that the steps the Trump lawyers had taken to, alleviate some of the Justice Department's concerns about how Trump got in possession of those records.
So now explain to me.
He still has records that they're seeking.
Okay, now explain to me what the judge has done. The judge is saying that they can't go through the records, or what's the judge saying, Deborah? Basically, what's he saying?
No, I believe the judge is blocking contempt of court charges against Trump right now. Because up until this time, there's always been a sneaking suspicion that Trump has more records down there at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
That's what they got is not all there is.
Right.
And they've been totally uncooperative. They haven't been very cooperative, Trump's people. And so the Justice Department thinks that Trump has some more records and that they've been trying to block the Justice Department.
Well, now let me ask you something, Deborah.
Those records.
Didn't they find some more documents?
I'm not sure if they found some more, but I know that they suspect that Trump has some more. That he's not being very forthcoming about the records that he does have, or any, his modus operandi, just deflect and delay. And so whatever he can do to postpone things, be uncooperative, file a bunch of lawsuits, and stalling tactics, that's what he does.
Right.
That's how he operates. That's how he's gotten away
Yeah.
for the last 50 years. And so right now, he's just doing what he's doing. But I think the Justice Department wanted the judge to hold Trump and his team in contempt of court for not cooperating with the instructions. And the judge is blocking that right now.
Now, let me ask you, why do you think the judge is blocking it, Deborah? Why do you think?
Well, from what I read just now, I just sort of read it quickly. It seems that she doesn't think it's necessary right now.
Why?
To hold Trump in contempt.
But why?
Which, again, they're always saying that no one's above the law. Now,
Yeah.
if you or I went into court,
Right.
and the prosecutor and the judge made a request that you provide more documentation, and the judge said, yes, you have to provide that, and we said no, or we didn't do it fast enough, they would hold us in contempt of court.
That's right.
They
That's
say,
right.
no, you've had enough time, give us those records or otherwise you're going to jail. But, they let this guy get away with all kinds of stuff.
That's true.
Because he's Trump, he's white, and he was president. But even if he was if it was Obama, which we know it would never be,
Right.
but if it was Obama, they would hold him in contempt of court, I believe. I think
Sure
that
they would,
was acting
Deborah.
very
Sure they
badly,
would, everybody.
like Trump is acting. They would.
Sure they would. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Like I said, first thing came to my mind, everybody, was this a judge that he appointed? I told you all he put about
That's
50.
a good question.
I said,
I'm not sure the answer to that. I
well,
would have to look that up.
yeah.
Because again, to be honest with you, I haven't really been keeping up with what's going on with Trump the last week or so.
Right.
Because it's just sheer frustration.
Yes,
It's just
yes.
frustration with the fact that we're still going through this.
Exactly.
This guy's been out of office, like 2 years now.
Right.
He was breaking the law all through his time in office. He was breaking the law even before he got to be president. And they got all this information, and still nobody in Trump's inner circle or Trump himself have been indicted for anything.
Well, let me tell
including
you.
Giuliani.
Let me tell you what's so frustrating that my husband said. He said, it's a shame that Trump is still consuming the news media, that he is still the talk of the town every day, all day almost, and he's not even the president anymore.
Rat.
I mean, seriously,
He
will not go away. David just said this the other day, everybody. And it's kind of like what you just said, Deborah. I mean, it's like nobody has been put in jail. Everybody around him is contaminated. I told you all that last week. I said everybody that has had something to do with this man. Now, people going to jail for the insurrection. There's a whole bunch of people going to jail for that. But anybody that...
they're going to jail, Sharon, but they're not getting the time that they should get.
I agree.
I mean, we have
I agree.
to deal drugs or do drugs or shoplift who get restructure out, get ridiculous sentences. These people are going to jail. I think the one that got the longest was like 5 years.
Yeah.
And they'll probably be out in a couple of years.
I heard that
so,
today.
These people tried to overthrow the government. At least 5 police officers were killed, numerous injuries.
Exactly.
And they were just getting like a slap on the wrist.
Exactly.
Nothing's happened really. Thousands got away, that they'll never catch. And then Trump, who led them on, we saw it on national TV, he's going to get away.
Yeah.
And so that's why I just get like, oh, okay, well, I'll worry about it if he's actually serious. about running for office because we know he's not going to go to jail. That's
No.
the way it
No.
is. And we knew black people, especially, we knew that some people are above the law, and Trump is one of those.
Right.
But I just don't want him to get back in the White House.
I don't either, Deborah. I don't think I could take it. Honest to goodness, everybody. If Trump got back in, seriously, I don't know if I can handle it. Honest, I don't. Let me ask you, Deborah, what? and I'm being real, everybody. I mean, Trump was something these past 4 years, and not to mention, everybody, half of us would be dead. We wouldn't even be here because we would not have gotten a vaccine because he would not have had enough sense to orchestrate it right like Biden did. Biden has booster shots anywhere you want to go and get them. Any store that has a pharmacy or drugstore, you can go and get your boosters. So if you don't get them, it's on you.
To keep them free.
Say what, Deborah?
Still working to keep.
Exactly.
Well, he's still working to keep the
yes,
the
he is.
free.
Yes, he is.
That's going to be a challenge, but the Republicans, of course, everything Biden wants, they want separate.
And everybody,
so they're going to try to charge for him now.
And I want to let you all know, particularly in Tennessee, they showed a map, and Tennessee is in trouble as far as all of these viruses, Deborah. Tennessee we are in a lot of trouble. That they're telling people you need to put your mask back on. Now I know people are not going to do it, so I've never come out of mine. Okay, Robert, I've never come out of mine. But they're saying that they cannot imagine what's going to happen during Christmas because there's so many people sick right now with all three. They're getting the COVID or this RSV or the flu. A lot of people here in Tennessee are getting COVID and the flu, and it's really, really bad, everybody. Okay, so I'm just telling you. If you're going to be out and about, you might want to put your mask on. Again, David and I, before we step a foot out of the car, before we even open the door, we cover up. We put our mask on, Deborah. Okay? And I don't take it off, everybody, until I get back in the vehicle. Then I take my mask off. So I'm just telling you, it is bad. They showed a map, I think it was on the 6 o'clock news last night. And now when I say we are in trouble in this state here is in a lot of trouble. Hospitals are just extremely full. Well, I give an example. Dewey, everybody, had surgery a few weeks ago. And Dewey told me that he had to stay in the emergency room, back in the rooms they have back there. He said he stayed in one of those rooms for 2 days before they could even move him to a room. They didn't have any rooms, everybody. And I'm not sure which hospital he was in, but I'm just telling you all, okay, because a lot of people still refuse to A, get boosted, and B, to wear a mask. The percentage is extremely low here, Deborah, as far as people getting boosted. I don't know if people, if everybody is going through a burnout thing. I don't know what's happening with everybody, but guys, these viruses haven't gone anywhere. They're only better because of the people that have gotten vaccinated. That's the only reason it's a little bit better. But it doesn't mean that if you haven't gotten boosted that you can't die, that you can't get these viruses and die. I'm serious, everybody. You playing with your health. You are absolutely playing with your health. You are. And there's no reason to not go and get a shot. Everybody's giving them. I went to Walmart a couple of weeks ago. I was in the grocery store and I just thought, let me run on back here while I'm in here and get my booster. All I had to do was show my little card, Deborah, and fill out this paper. I told you all it took me longer to fill out the paperwork than it did for the man to call me over to the side and stick me in the arm. It took longer to fill out the paperwork, okay? But I'm just saying, everybody, if you wanna not be sick or die, you might want to go and get these shots because guess what? All of these viruses attack our lungs. COVID, RSV, and the flu. all of them attack your lungs. Now, I'm going to tell you, I watched my husband in the hospital when he had pneumonia. And I don't wish that on my enemies if I got some out there, okay? Because I was so scared, everybody, watching David trying to breathe. It was bad, Deborah. When David had pneumonia, it was bad. Watching him gasping for breath. I'm just telling you all. I didn't share all this information with you. But I don't think I have been that afraid probably in a long, long time. Even with everything we've been going through. Watching him trying to breathe, it was not good. So I'm just saying, you may think you want to go through this, but you really don't. Because when you can't get air and you can't breathe, it is not fun, everybody. It's not, okay? So I just want to tell you all, please, please go and get boosted. Let me move on to this, Deborah. What do you think about Kyrsten Sinema leaving the Democrat to becoming independent? What do you think about that? I think she never was a Democrat, okay? That's what I think. What do you think, Deborah?
Well, I don't think she's a Republican or a Democrat. I think that she's an opportunist and she's just using the office to get stuff for her.
Yes.
She timed her announcement, I guess, just before Raphael Warnock came back to Capitol Hill because she wanted to steal the spotlight. And she knew that would because the senators were all excited because, or the Democratic Party was excited because they felt like it's going to be 51-49.
Yeah.
We'll have one more, and it, we won't have to worry about Manchin and Sinema blocking things anymore.
Right.
That we'll be okay. And then here she comes.
Right.
With her nonsense. But she's been trying for years now, ever since she won, to get in the national spotlight. Because just think, she's a first-time senator. And if she weren't showing out and acting up, nobody would know who she was.
That's true.
She doesn't want to wait her turn and do something noteworthy. She wants to do it through stunts. And this is just another stunt. Plus, in addition to, she felt like, I'm sure she wasn't going to win her nomination. They're already planning a primary to primary her in Colorado because of the way she's acted. And so really her only option at this point was to go independent. Maybe to go on to Republican, but I don't think so. I think she's going to still run as an independent and think what happened to Lisa Murkowski in Alaska is going to happen to her. But I don't think that's going to happen. Sadly, I think maybe there's a good chance that the Republicans will win Colorado and the Democrats will have to wait another 6 years in order to get that seat back.
Let me ask you something, Deborah. Okay, with Reverend Warnock winning in Georgia, I know that put us at 51 seats, right? Yeah. But now that
51-49.
But let me ask you, with Kyrsten, is that her name? Is it Kyrsten Sinema? Am I saying it right? Kyrsten. With her acting a fool now, we're back to where we were now, right?
Exactly. Because people were saying, well, she said she's not going to caucus with the Republicans.
Right.
Oh, she's going to
She most certainly is. So we're back to where we were.
Get in there and everything's going to be a problem.
Right.
Everything's going to be, Kyrsten said this and Sinema said this.
Right.
Because that's the way she can keep her name in the spotlight. And just wait, in a few weeks when the term starts, it's going to be Manchin.
Right.
He's going to come back.
Exactly.
With his foolishness. So, that's just how it is. I mean, to be honest with you, I give Manchin more credit than Sinema.
Why?
Both are on the dole.
Why?
Both are on the take from the pharmaceuticals and other companies, the coal companies and stuff. But see, at least Manchin has an excuse. West Virginia is a red state. But she doesn't have an excuse. Mark Kelly, her co-senator, he just won by 5 or 6 points. He's a Democrat. He goes along with the program. she always has a problem.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, I think that they're going to split the vote in Colorado, and the Democrats will go home, and then the Republicans will probably take advantage of that and get it. But, she can do what she wants to do because she's going to do it anyway.
That's
They
true.
don't need that kind of treachery. That's the stuff the Republicans do. Backbite and stab people in the back and talk out of both ends and, all that kind of nonsense that they specialize in. So if she wants to go to the Republicans, she can go over there.
So in other words,
if she goes over there, then it's 50-50.
So in other words, what she's really doing, Deborah, she's trying to leave herself open so that she can vote with Republicans is what she's doing. Okay?
No,
that's
what she's really doing is she's trying to set herself up to win the election again because she knows the Democrats were planning on primarying her out in Colorado in 2 years. And she knows she's just about burned her bridges with the Democrats.
Okay.
They're not saying it publicly, but pretty much she's done it because she thwarted Biden's opportunity to get through big legislation. Build Back Better. Her and Manchin sank that. They sank the George Floyd Justice Policing Act. They sank the John R. Lewis Voting Rights Act. Numerous things that they did. And so I don't think that they're going to forgive her for that. And plus, like I said, they give Manchin more credit because he's so red state. He has no reason why she's acting like that, except for just want attention.
And see, both of them have kind of gotten on my nerves the whole time. I mean, I'm just being real. Both of them have. Okay, everybody? But
that's right.
she kind of...
Both of them are taking money.
Yes.
Big corporations.
Yes, they are, Deborah. Yes, they are. Both of them have gotten on my nerves, everybody. But, I'm just hoping somehow or another that President Biden will be able to still do things that he's trying to do. Definitely we got to talk about this, everybody, because I'm glad that she finally got sent home. You all do know that Brittany Griner, is it Griner? Am I saying her name right? Brittany Griner?
Yeah.
Brittany has been imprisoned in Russia, everybody, about 10 months. And she was released on Thursday after 10 months of captivity. And I'm so glad that it happened under President Biden's watch, okay? Now, the problem that I'm having with all of this is there are a lot of people that seem to be having a problem that she came home. I read somebody's post that said they had a problem with him bringing home a gay woman that was doing dope. And that's not true, everybody. Hashish oil, I think is what she uses, is no more than marijuana, and probably a lighter version. I'm just gonna be real with you all. A few years ago, I had to try. I bought some. I think it's called CBD oil or something. I tried some of that for a pain that I was having, and it helped me tremendously. Okay, I would put it under my tongue, Deborah. Just a little drop under my tongue, and that stuff helped me tremendously. Now, the problem that I had with Brittany was, if she had prescriptions for this stuff, should she not have checked in with whomever at the windows of the airport where she was trying to come home at before she tried to pack that stuff on the suitcase? What is the protocol for when you're trying to carry something like that from one country to another? What's the protocol? Because to be honest, I don't know how you can slip and do that. You're in another country, particularly a country where they don't like us. Russia doesn't like us. Putin, maybe I should say, doesn't like us. I'm not going to say Russia doesn't, but we know Putin doesn't like us. So if that's of all places, you most definitely need to make sure you get it cleared to travel with. So is there a place that she could not have cleared that stuff before she got in trouble with getting caught, Deborah? because I don't know the protocol. I don't know it because I'm never going to try to pack nothing like that in my suitcase. So I'm never going to have to find out. Y'all understand what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, is there some kind of protocol? Should she have gone through somebody or had some doctor's letters on her or something? What should she have done? Because she said that she had prescription for what she had in her luggage. That's what she said. Said it was prescribed.
Well, from the very beginning, I had questions about whether or not any of it's true.
Yeah.
Because remember, these Russian authorities are not acting on their own volition. Everything comes down from Putin.
That's true.
It's not the United States
true.
where people have some autonomy. Everything comes down through Putin. If Putin says hold this person, they're going to hold that person. And we know that Putin lies. So we're not sure, I know I wasn't sure, that Brittany even had any cannabis oil.
Okay,
and if she
okay,
did
Deborah.
have
Okay.
cannabis oil, the normal protocol would have been just a small fine, and they would have confiscated and sent her on her way.
But what if
no,
she
they
did,
found out
Deborah?
She was American.
Let me ask you,
And then
Deborah.
that's when they held her.
Let me ask you.
And she had a little bit of notoriety.
Okay, let me stop you. What if, let's just say, what if, because Deborah's saying that she doesn't believe. I do. I'm just the opposite, Deborah. I do believe she had. I do.
I mean, there was no proof.
I know, but
they
I don't think.
weren't making the stuff up.
But let me tell you this: I don't think Brittany would have allowed them to continue that lie like that. She would have told us that's not the truth.
She did say she was innocent in the beginning.
You
She
said-
said she was innocent, and so her defense team said, "Look, you want to get out of here? You're not going to be able to come with that. Just throw yourself at the mercy of the court." I did see that. I read that everywhere.
So you think that, okay,
They said,
okay.
throw yourself on the mercy of the court.
But I still would like to know if I had to go to Russia or Germany or wherever, and I needed to carry that cannabis or CBD or hashish or whatever it's called. What would be the protocol to be able to carry it, Deborah? What do you have to do?
We have to remember that Brittany was over there playing basketball.
Okay.
She had been over there before playing basketball. She's not the only one. There are numerous athletes.
Okay.
They go to other countries in the off season and play sports. And so she was over there. They loved her because she's a very good basketball player. She, I'm sure, was carrying this cannabis for many years over there. But even if it had been just the first time, normally what they would have done is they would have said, look, you got something illegal here. You know, we're going to fine you. Don't do it again. And you say, that's fine. They send her on her way. Not hold her for 9 months in a labor camp. But they felt, she said herself, once they saw who she was, then it became a problem. Then they started talking about holding her. Because we know the war in Ukraine is going on. Russia's in relationship with the U.S. is, shaky. And so they thought, oh, we could get something from her.
Yeah.
Why would we let her go?
Yeah.
Let's hold her hostage, and then we could get some other guy that we want.
That's
They
true.
were trying to get this guy out for years. This bomb maker, this arms dealer, They were trying to get him out as well as numerous others. And so, to me, it seems like I think a lot of people had a problem with Brittany because, number one, she's black. Number two, she's gay. And it's just like the right-wing media and all of the talking heads on Fox News. They didn't even know who Paul Whelan was.
Right.
They didn't even know anything about any other hostages, nor did they care. But they saw this as an opportunity once again to say us against them. Oh yeah, they let her out because she's black.
Right.
Like they give black people something. They don't give black people anything. Black people have to fight for everything they get.
That's true.
And Brittany used her celebrity just like anyone else would.
That's
If
true.
you're locked up overseas and you want to get your case heard, you want to get out of there, you're going to use every opportunity, every resource you have to get out of there. just like Paul Wheeler's family using all their resources to get him out. They're just using this as a way to once again divide the public and say, oh yeah, Biden let her out because she's black. He's just trying to curry favor with the black. Then that's basically what they're saying.
Well,
That Biden chose her over him because she's black.
Let me ask you something, Deborah. Why is Paul over there? Was he a spy? Espionage? What was he there? Why is he there? What happened?
Well, he went over there supposedly for a wedding.
Okay.
That's what the family said. He went over there for a wedding, and they accosted him and said he had some secret list of people in a security institute, and that was their basis for arresting him. And he was a former Marine or former U.S. service member, and to them that they take that very seriously. Okay. They're always thinking somebody's going to spy because they're already trying to spy on everybody else. And so we don't know. He says he wasn't spying. They say he was. His family says that he wasn't spying. And, he's unlawfully detained as well.
Yeah.
But he got taken under Trump's watch. Now, Trump's got all this stuff to say. He had to.
Exactly.
He had to put his
exactly.
In.
Exactly.
I'm saying all that. Why didn't you get around?
Right.
You had 2 years to get around. He couldn't get around.
Right.
Oh, now he's got everything to say.
Well,
he couldn't got around.
Listen, when I put all them people out there, I think it was about 12 people. That right there tells you that he doesn't sound the same. What is the word I'm looking for? That he had. Yes. Y'all see all those people I put out there on the web? I tagged you. All those people lost because Donald Trump was backing them. So I take it that he just doesn't. Something's happening. Okay, everybody, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Listen, we're gonna go over.
Don't get your hopes up high.
Let me tell you. I'm not saying that that he doesn't still have influence. But I promise you, Deborah, they're talking behind closed doors, and they're saying we have got to get rid of this man because he's killing us. I promise you they're doing that. Yeah, they're having that conversation.
Anyway, because of his chaos.
Yes.
However, they're saying one thing, but I'm waiting for the voting public, the Republican voters. Are we going to see him bring all those big rallies? Is he going to be resonating in those opinion polls? None of the elite. Yeah, they want to get rid of him. They've turned on him because he's no use to them now.
Yeah.
He's no good to them now. But is that going to be reflected in the opinion polls? We have yet to see that.
That's true.
To be honest with you, Sharon, I don't think he's got the energy yet. Because he's seeming a little slow now.
Yeah.
He's talking around Biden.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem his old energetic self.
No, like he doesn't, Deborah. I agree. Everybody, we're going to talk about one more thing, and then we're going to... Deborah, is it my night or your night for Black History? Whose night is it?
Dewey did it last time, so I think it might be yours.
Okay, well, I have to pull one out. But here's what I wanted to go off with tonight, everybody. When I was coming home yesterday, you all know I told you that I was out trying to wash my comforter on my bed. And when I say that was a job, Deborah, I had to wash that thing twice. Oh my God, everybody. I'm telling you, I had a time. But my bed is beautiful right now. And I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to show it to you all a little later. But anyway, when I was on my way home yesterday, this is the conversation that D.L. Hughley's had. And this is exactly what they said. Now, I'm not making this up. D.L. Hughley had this conversation, and it was about Dr. Jamal Bryant. You all know that he took over the church in Atlanta. What's it called? That Bishop Long had. What's his church called? Help me, Deborah. Help me, Deborah.
I'm not quite sure.
Oh, Lord, it's a big church here, and I have got to tell you all who. Hold on. It's his name. The pastor's name is Dr. Jamal Bryant. And the church, because he has like about 20 or 30,000 people, Deborah. Did you know that? in his
No, I
country.
didn't know that.
Oh yeah, that's why I said let me find the church.
That's bigger than some cities.
Can you believe that? Hang on just a second. Let me find the church here. It's Dr. Jamal Bryant, and he is the pastor of. Hang on, everybody, because y'all know I already know this. New Birth in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, before Bishop Long got in all the trouble he got in, I believe his congregation, listen to this, was either 25 or 30,000 people. Now that's before he got in trouble, Deborah. And I don't know if you know the story on Bishop Long. Bishop Long got in trouble fooling with some boys, and they just absolutely ruined him. Okay? The sad part about it is he did a march in Atlanta against gay people, and to have been fooling with boys, it just brought him down. I think he wound up getting AIDS and refused to get medicine. He said if God, from what I read, said if God didn't heal him, that he wasn't going to take anything. So when he died, Deborah, he was almost under 100 pounds, just a thin man. He'd been kind of muscular.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Yeah, muscular man, but he
that was a few years ago, wasn't it?
It's been over just probably a little longer than 2, but he had New Birth. His church was called New Birth. He founded it. But I'm trying to tell you, before he got into all the trouble, there was like about 25 or 30,000 people. Now, I don't know how many people's there now with Jamal Bryant. But here's the story that I was going to tell you about Jamal that just absolutely blew my mind right home. Okay, everybody? Because I just thought, Lord have mercy, how did he get into this conversation? But listen to this, everybody. He said he's wanting to grow and sell weed in his church to draw in black men. Okay? Now, somebody on YouTube did a little story on him, and he just absolutely went off. And if you all go to my wall and click on that photo, it'll play it for you. And he was serious. I mean, he was just really, really serious. The lady that he was doing the interview with, she just looked like, you have got to be kidding. And he never cracked a smile, so he's serious. But my thing is this, everybody. God didn't have to do anything to entice us to come into his kingdom, to listen to him, to be a part of who he wanted us to be. Okay, he didn't try to lure us with anything. He didn't say, I'll give you X amount of dollars. He didn't do any of this. So why would you even attempt to bring something like that into your sanctuary? I just have a problem with that, Deborah. Okay, and I'm not even trying to be over religious. I mean, the fact that you want to grow weed and sell it to entice black men to come to church, I have a problem with that. I just do.
Why just black men? I mean, what's that got to do with anything?
Well, I think he's looking at the fact that there's so many black men out here lost and in trouble and getting in trouble. We had so many killings this week, Deborah, shootings this week, just here in Knoxville. They were talking about it tonight. One man died. Another one is in serious condition. And that was just on one street. And then on another street, there was a shooting. I don't know if anybody died from that. But we've got a lot of that going on just here in Knoxville. So what he's basically saying is black men are in trouble. Okay, and he's trying to.
But how is growing weed?
Well, when you get out tonight, go to my wall and just hit that and listen. And the man lets him talk about the first 5 or 10 minutes, and he's going to explain to you, because I don't want to try to explain his theory of why he wants to bring them in. Okay, but I just had a problem with it. I don't know, guys. I don't understand that. I don't understand thinking that that's the best way to bring people into the church, period. Okay?
It seems like that.
Right, just to bring people into the church, period.
Done, like a publicity stunt.
I just had a problem with it. That's just me now. Maybe some of you all might think it's a good idea. Okay?
I don't know. Last I heard, ministers, pastors are conservative.
Yeah.
They're not like liberal like that. Socially, they're usually not really willing to go off like that, they usually take a conservative approach. And so, I mean, I'm sure there are some churches that are not like that.
Right.
But there's been a slew of ministers who are taking advantage, taking advantage of their congregations, and abusing their position,
Right.
abusing their powers, and I think that it's probably best if people in church, question. They have the right to question a minister's decision.
That's true.
They don't just have to go along, and they don't have to, oh, Jesus would do this. No, you need to tell me why you're acting like this.
That's right.
Because we have minds. We don't have to go along with everything the pastor says. If the pastor says something that doesn't make sense and it doesn't seem right, then you should say, oh, okay, that doesn't seem right. I got my own mind. But God made everybody have a mind. They don't have to do what a mere mortal says.
That's right.
And that's what they are. They're not God. They're not any deity or anything like that. They're just a man or a woman just like everybody else.
That's true, Deborah. Like I said, I just wanted to bring that. Pastor Walker is out here. Hey, he said it's nothing but money. And I was about to say that I'm sure that, and he even went so far, Reverend Walker, to say he's gonna teach them how to grow it. Now, if you wanna help folk grow some vegetables for people to eat, okay? If y'all got that kind of land,
really,
why don't you grow some vegetables and let folk be able to get as high as food is? I mean, seriously, everybody. I bought a head of lettuce, and it was like $1.50 or 60 cents, and I couldn't believe it. It wasn't even that big. So if you want to do something, help people learn how to grow. And if y'all got that kind of land, and they probably do, because if you can hold 25 or 30,000 people, you got some serious land. Okay, you do. So why don't y'all take some of that land, and why don't y'all grow some food and farm? But you sure don't need to be putting no darn weed out there. Can you imagine people that the people that will be coming? But I'm just saying
it's legal in many jurisdictions now.
Well, even
it's
if it
legal,
is,
but just because something is legal doesn't mean that it's necessarily good for everybody.
That's right.
Because yes, marijuana is legal, but only it can be detrimental, just like any other drug, if you use it in an abusive way, and you use it as a gateway to get into other drugs.
That's true.
So just because it's legal doesn't mean there are lots of stuff that's legal, but you don't do it. Alcohol is legal, but is he going to offer alcohol to the young men to get them involved in it? Tell them how to sell bootleg, how to make moonshine. I mean, it just seems, just like the Reverend said, it seems like it's just a way
of
to
making money.
Get more money.
Exactly.
Just to fill up the pastor's pocket.
Well, let me tell you, if y'all have clicked that link on my page, he was as serious as a heart attack, Reverend Walker. He was not joking. He didn't crack not a smile when because the lady was just outdone. She fell back in her chair like, oh my God, you have got to be kidding. I mean, she couldn't believe it because I guess she thought he was joking. But he was serious, everybody. He was serious. So go out there and listen to it. It's on my wall. He's serious.
If he actually goes through with it, are they going to let him go through with it?
Now, if they do, I'll have a real problem. Well, now he's met with his board, so that will be the next thing that I'm going to want to hear. If the board decides that, yes, he should go through with that. Now, that would be ridiculous. Everybody, I couldn't find a better person to do my Black History Moment on tonight than this lady here, Michelle Obama. Okay? Michelle Obama was the first Black lady of the United States. She was born in 1964, and she went to Chicago public schools. She went to Princeton University and Harvard Law School. And as First Lady, her Let's Move initiative took on childhood obesity to help kids around the world. Her Let Girls Learn program helped kids around the world to get an education. And she and her husband also The foundation continues to inspire and empower people to change the world. So tonight, my Black History moment, everybody, is definitely Mrs. Michelle Obama. And by the way, everybody, she has a book out now that you all might want to purchase. I'm going to try real quickly here to pull it up here because I have ordered it too. So let me tell you what her book is. Let me tell you what the name of it is. Let me say Michelle Obama's book title. It is called The Light We Carry, everybody. The Light We Carry. Okay? So if you all haven't purchased her book, please get a copy of it because I've got one and I'm sure it's going to be really good. Deborah, thank you so much for coming out here with me tonight. I do appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Again, everybody.
You're welcome.
Dewey apologized. He said that he missed everybody tonight, but Dewey is at a baby shower, at his grandbaby's baby shower, so he's about to become a great grandfather. So I told him, congratulations, congratulations. But everybody, thank you all so much. And before we go, I just want to encourage everybody. Seriously, when I'm out here talking to you all about getting your shots, seriously, I don't think we realize how serious it is. Tennessee,
yes, it is.
Tennessee is really, we are really in trouble. I don't know about New Jersey, Deborah, but Tennessee.
Yes, it is here too.
Really?
Hospitals are full.
Hospitals are getting full here if they aren't already. But seriously, everybody,
Yes,
tonight they were showing a little diagram, and the states that were in red, ours was almost completely red. Tennessee was, where there are so many people that are sick here. And the sad part about it, we got three things going on now. We got COVID, we got this RSV, and we got the flu. And they said the flu is overtaking people. It must be something else. But here's the kicker. It all is attacking the lungs. Again, everybody, I'm telling you, you don't want to be in the hospital unable to breathe. It is not fun. My husband experienced it with pneumonia, and it was rough, okay? It was rough, everybody. So please, please, please get on to the pharmacy, go to your doctor's office. There's no reason to not get boosted. We are not under Donald Trump anymore. If we were still under Donald Trump, we'd probably be dead because none of us would probably be boosted. Never one of us, because he would not have been able to organize it, and we would not have been able to get a vaccine. So for you all not to get a vaccine now is just absolutely asinine. It's just crazy, okay? But Deborah, thank you.
Even when it was at its height, we couldn't get people to take the shot.
Yes, that's true. That's true, everybody. That is so true.
It's going to be a challenge.
It really is.
That.
It truly is. But Deborah, thank you so much. And listen, you be safe, and we will talk on next Saturday, okay?
We will. Take care.
You too, Deborah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Everybody, thank you all so very much for coming out here with me tonight. I'm going to go off with a song. You all know I always like to go off with me doing something. So if you all would just hang with me for just another few minutes, I promise you we'll be done. I'm going to go off tonight with me doing just a little bit of, let's see here, because I have several songs out here. I have a lot of my CD out here. And speaking of my CD, you all need to get this CD as a stocking stuffer. You have no idea what you're missing. Okay, that's it. And there are 23 songs on the back. I promise you, you will be blessed. But these will make great Christmas gifts for your family and your friends. Just put them in a little bag and hand it to them, and I promise you, they will be grateful, everybody. All right? I'm going to go off tonight with me doing a Christmas song. I'm going to go off with me doing my version of Mary, Did You Know? Okay, everybody? That's exactly what I'm going to do, because I think you all would enjoy it. And it's Christmas time. Doesn't feel like it, but it is, everybody. In fact, today is the 10th. So for those of you who didn't know, you have exactly 2 weeks and it'll be Christmas. 2 weeks. Because in 2 weeks, everybody, it'll be Christmas Eve. That is just crazy to me. Oh, Lord. But it will be. Okay. All right, everybody, let me get on the liner here, and we'll get on me doing my version of Mary Did You Know. Thank you all so much. Those of you that are out here on my site, thank you for listening to our show tonight. This is a 24-hour station, so you all can enjoy this station anytime you so desire. You can Facebook and listen like I do. I never really cut it off because I have an Echo, an Alexa, and I've always got it on. So because that's kind of like my monitor to let me know what's happening, if it's working and everything's running fine. Because Comcast has been in the area for the past couple of days. And when Comcast is in the area, I have problems with my station cutting off. So I'm always having to make sure everything is working properly when they're here. All right, everybody? 16 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock, you've been listening to Let's Talk on Sharon Rucker's Gospel Train. We're located in the city of Knoxville, Tennessee. All right, everybody, hang on. Just a second.
You're listening to the very best in good gospel music at www.sharonrucker.com.
Hi, this is Lamar Campbell, and you're listening to my good friend Sharon Rucker on the Gospel Train.
All right, everybody, I'm going to get the Christmas song on for you. So those of you that are on site, just enjoy. This is me in the background. Everything that you have heard tonight, music-wise, I do have permission to play. The song in the background is by Reginald Stokes. He is a Facebook friend. And his song is so appropriate, everybody, because it's called When People Talk. So I thank him for allowing me to play his music. But again, the song coming up is me, and this is called Mary Did You Know? So enjoy, everybody.
Mary, did you know
everybody. That was me in the background doing my version of Mary Did You Know. I like that song. It is time for me to get off of here, but I want to leave a little something with you, and it just simply says this, everybody. It says, faith is not knowing what the future holds, but knowing who holds the future. Faith is not knowing what the future holds, but knowing who holds the future. Everybody, I want to encourage you to please, please, please go and get boosted. If you haven't done your flu shots, you need to do that, and you need to get your COVID shots, everybody. Get yourselves prepared for winter and for the people that you're going to be around. You don't know if they have been boosted and gotten their shots, and you don't want to be sick, everybody. Okay? So make sure you do that. Thank you, everybody. Those of you that are out here listening, continue to enjoy this station. I do want to let you all know, Comcast is still working in our area, and they have been working for the past couple of days. If the station by chance is off, it's because Comcast has us off in the house. So if you cannot get on the station, hey Cynthia, if you all cannot listen, I just want to let you know, Comcast is doing some work. They're upgrading, they're doing something. And sometimes when they cut my internet off, it cuts off our TVs, it cuts off my station, it does everything. So I received something this morning that they were working in the area, but that they were not through, and they will let me know when they'll be back, which could be in the morning, So if you all are listening and the station is not on, I promise you, it has nothing to do with me. It's because of Comcast and whatever they're doing. So just continue to try to get back on. And if I can get you back on, and if it's just something that I can fix, I will, everybody. But I do want to let you know, if you have interruptions in the station, that's why. Everybody, thank you all so much for coming out here tonight. Please click like and share. Go back and enjoy the video tonight. And everybody, please get boosted. Please get your flu shots. Take care of yourselves, okay? Because Tennessee is bad right now. Really, really bad, guys. Hospitals are running full. I pray that you don't have to go out there for anything, because you might not get a room for a long, long time. Okay, everybody? Seriously, I'm being serious. Hospitals are full here in Knoxville. There's so many people that are sick with COVID, RSV, and the flu. So you gotta make sure that you take care of yourselves. Go get your shots. David and I are fully boosted. We have had our flu shots. We've had our pneumonia shots. Now, pneumonia shots are just for us old people. In other words, if you're not 65, you can't get a pneumonia shot. But if you're 65 and over, go get your pneumonia shots as well, all right? Everybody, remember, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Remember that. Have a good weekend. Enjoy tomorrow. Those of you that are back in your churches, wear your mask. Put your mask on, okay? Stay safe, everybody. Have a good evening and good night.